Support for Radio Friends comes from La Brunerie Financial, where they work to ensure a lifetime of financial security for people from all walks of life, from investment services to retirement plans. If you're looking for a trustworthy company that has the experience and knowledge to put your interests first, contact La Brunerie Financial, a community-based investment counseling firm since 1966. Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Monday, March the 21st. You know, I think it's safe to say that almost everybody listening or watching has one time or another become extremely frustrated with your computer. It's either running too slow or this doesn't come up or it locks up. We've got a computer expert with us today. This is the second time on the program, and I want you to come back from time to time. Mm-hmm. This is Robert Ricketts from ITCOMO. And last time you were on, we started a little series on the computers. Today you wanted to deal with what?
So today we'll talk about what makes your entire experience too slow. It's not just the computer. There's a number of links in this chain that can cause you to have a poor experience accessing the internet.
Okay, so you open up the computer. Sometimes if the computer itself is slow to load and open up, that's not the internet's fault.
That's right.
That's the computer's fault.
Yes.
And so how do you speed that up?
So if your computer is maybe 3 years or so or newer, then it already comes with the technology to make the startup a lot faster. Older computers, especially older than 4 or 5 years, will have a hard drive in it. And we've all heard of hard drives. We know that that's what stores all of our data. But hard drives are very slow. And with the modern operating systems like Windows 10 and Windows 11, when you come up from a fresh power on, it can take upwards of 10 minutes to bring up to a stable desktop, meaning it's ready for you to use.
Yeah, okay. I've got a Dell Inspiron, and it's 10 or 11 years old. And now it seems like it takes about 5 minutes to turn it on. So what I do now, I just put it to sleep instead of turning it off altogether.
Right.
Is there anything wrong with just putting it to sleep?
No, but if the computer only sleeps, then it misses some of the update opportunities that it needs at night. Now,
so how do you let it get the update opportunity?
So my recommendations is to perform a restart probably once a week. Windows is supposed to update automatically, and often it does, but some updates require you to manually restart the computer.
But it can't update if you turn it off, right?
No. So I recommend leaving the computer on, and the updates will run automatically in the middle of the night. What do you mean leaving it on?
Don't put it to sleep at all?
It doesn't really need to sleep.
Just leave it on?
Just leave it on. The screen can turn off, but the machine itself will continue to run.
And it will automatically update?
That's right. It'll perform its updates at night. And hopefully those restarts happen at night so you're not having to wait 10 minutes the next morning.
Okay. So what are some of the other things you can do to speed it up?
So again, on the older computers, there's a device called a solid-state drive. It does exactly what the hard drive does, but it's about 10 or 20 times faster. And it can make the difference in startup time from what used to be 10 to even 15 minutes down to less than 1 minute.
On the newer computers?
That's right. Even the older ones, if it's not too old. So this kind of the sweet spot is maybe 5 to 7 year old computer. If the other specs are right, in other words, a good processor, then that can make a big difference in the startup. It's the number one factor slowing down an older computer.
How does somebody know what to look like? You know, when you're looking to buy a new computer, there's all these different specific. There's the i3 Intel Core, there's the i5, there's the i7. What does all that mean?
Yeah, well, on my website, ITCOMO.com, I have various articles I've written that help you to suss out what those things mean and make specific recommendations for specs that you should look for when buying a computer.
Okay, so if you're looking for a new computer, if you go to www.itcomo.com,
that's right.
That's your website. It will explain all those different specs and help you make a decision?
That's right. So on the menu bar at the top, there's a tab called Radio Friends, which will go into much further detail of what we discuss on the show, but also an articles tab where I talk about buying computers and the kind of specs to look for so you have good performance.
Oh, we're looking at it right now. It says Radio Friends with Paul Pepper.
Oh, yeah, how about that?
You'll have all that information on there?
Yes.
Okay. something else. What else?
So the internet. Maybe you have a brand new computer, but it's still slow experience on the internet. The internet service you get is often an accident of where you live, your address, and what service is available to you. Fiber, of course, is the best. CenturyLink has some fiber. Socket is starting to roll out fiber to neighborhoods that will commit to a certain number of subscribers. So if you don't have fiber, and you live in a decent-sized neighborhood, it's possible that Socket will install for you. That's right.
I have DSL, and my speed is about 10
megabits.
10 megabits, right. I used to have satellite, which was up to 20 megabits, but it's so expensive.
It's expensive, and the latency, which is a geeky term we won't go into, is really high as well.
Right. So when DSL became available, and I live out in the country.
That's right.
So getting fiber out there is not very good.
Not going to happen.
Okay.
But there is a satellite service called Starlink that could solve your problem there. So Starlink is a satellite offering from Tesla, SpaceX specifically, and that will offer a level of internet speed that's kind of comparable to between DSL and cable speeds.
Okay.
It's being rolled out now. It's not really quite available just yet, but it redefines what satellite internet can do.
The other thing is the number of programs that you're running or have open, right, on your computer?
That's right. That's probably not as big of a deal as it used to be because the computers are so fast nowadays that they can handle running multiple programs. Probably the number one thing to slow you down as far as that goes is having too many tabs open in your browser. An additional RAM or memory will fix that.
Okay, what is RAM?
RAM is the memory that your programs are running in while the computer is on.
And so how much RAM does a person need?
Certainly a minimum of 8 gigabytes, but I really recommend 12 or even 16 gigabytes of RAM.
18 gigabytes of RAM.
16 gigabytes.
16 gigabytes of RAM. And then what about how much hard drive memory do you need?
Well, we want an SSD first of all, and probably 500 gigabytes is enough, or even 1,000 gigabytes if you're storing a number of photos.
Or a trigabyte?
Well, a terabyte.
Terabyte.
Right.
Terabyte.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I don't know all these terms, right? But any information that you're looking for is available on your website.
Yes.
If a computer crashes totally, you can't get it started, but you've got all your information on there, is there a way to recover it?
Usually, yes. A computer refusing to turn on or to boot up, it's rarely a loss of data. I mean, sometimes, but usually it's due to something else. The system that boots up is not working right, or maybe the power supply went bad. Rarely is there a data loss in that case.
If you want more information, or you got concerns, or you have questions, you can go to the website, or you can give them a call. What's your phone number?
It is 999-9849.
999-9849.
A lot of nines.
Okay. Or www.itcomo.com. Thank you,
right.
Robert. Come back again.
Absolutely.
It's really enlightening chatting with you. Okay? Drop me an email, pepperp@missouri.edu. Bye-bye.